Alrighty guys, and welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have set number 8679, Tokyo International Circuit. Comes with 2 instruction booklets and 842 pieces, I think. And it creates kind of a, or it was released in 2011, retailed for $89.99, and it creates kind of a little raceway scene. The set comes with 2 builds that are very similar to each other, being the, Francesco's pit area and Shu Todoroki's. And it's rather shallow, has space to kind of, drive a car inside, but it doesn't have like a back wall, so you can make it seem like there's as much space in there as you want. It does have some stickers there, which usually I don't like, or usually I don't dislike stickers, but these stickers in particular, since it's a 2012 set, or a 2011 set, are a real shame because they're starting to peel off on me, and you will see that in a couple of areas, most noticeably on Lightning McQueen's big banner thing, but right up here on top you can see it's starting to peel there, which is a real shame. I might end up picking up a replacement sticker sheet just so that when they start to get real bad I can fix them up. But the overall design of these actually looks pretty cool. I like the roof, kind of looking somewhat oriental in design, which I think is cool. And it does come with a stickered Italian flag, but that's probably going to peel off someday, and then I'll be really sad. And Shu's pit area is pretty much exactly the same, except different color scheme. You can see wherever it was green, it turned to white, and has his number 7 and the logo there, as well as the banner. And out in front there are these little racing stripe sideline things. Each one has a flag, which is stickered on both sides to correspond with the number of the race car. I didn't show you Francesco's because it's part of the finish line, which we'll take a look at last, but it comes with that to put in front, and each one comes with an all-in-all fuel tank with a couple of tools on there. And Francesco's is basically the same except on a green 2x4, and they all have different tools. And I guess while we're at it, Lightning McQueen's has the last 2 tools in a set and is on a red plate. Lightning McQueen's is significantly taller because it has this additional area up here where Luigi can stand and use this megaphone here to, talk to him. I don't know if it really makes sense to have Luigi up there, but it's nice that, you are able to put someone. And the overall design of the bottom section is similar, except for when you get to the roof. The roof has kind of like a different shape to it, but it does still have the same overall feel. And this top section here can be removed. And it's just attached with a couple studs in there, and it has these little speakers on the sides, which are a nice piece, and you don't see them too often nowadays. And I like how the arches show a little bit of red showing through on the bottom. But down here you can see there is, the 95 logo right here. Up in that corner there is where it's starting to peel, which, is starting to concern me a little. And the side unit, it does look like it has a second story on all of them. I haven't mentioned this at all, but you can't actually fit anything up there because there is no real second story. It's just windows. And the American flag up there, doesn't look as good as the other 2 just because it looks out of proportion, because the American flag requires that it has to be a rectangle, while if you take Shu's flag, which I didn't show you, it's just a circle in the middle of a white field. So there's less detail there, and Francesco's, which I did show you before, it still looks to proportion. And by the way, all of the country flags are only single-sided, which is kind of a shame. But yeah, that is pretty much all there is to Lightning McQueen's pit area. As I mentioned, he does have that, and like Shu Todoroki, he has one of these where it has a double-sided 95 flag. But other than that, it's relatively simple and similar to the other 2. And there is a start slash, finish line, and it has the little lights on the top, as well as the checkered flags, which I think look good. And up here it has a lap counter, so you could turn that around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes back to 1. And these stickers are all kind of peeling at the edges as well. They're kind of like peeling off, but if I push them back down, they'll kind of break, so I'm not going to. But, you know, kind of a shame. Again, complaints about 2012 stickers. But it does have the same kind of racing stripe line border. There's a start light on, or slash stop light on one side, and a video camera, which is, you know, good. Nice to see those. I would have liked to see more actually attached, because they usually use a ton of camera angles when filming the races in the movie. But up here, there's just kind of a suggestion of a checkered line that would go all the way across. And you can see it on both sides, but in order to allow you to actually drive the race cars through, they don't, you know, continue it going all the way. And ooh, we lost focus. But the other pole, you know, is similar, but it doesn't have the extra details. And this is, you know, this would border Francesco's pit area, because you can see the flag with the 1 on there. That's Francesco's number, and this would go like that. And overall, here's just a suggested, you know, layout for the set overall. You have the 3 pits in the back, which, you know, look good, and you kind of have to angle them at each other if you want the racetrack to be curved. You can also, alternatively, just set them all right flat alongside each other, and then you have a nice long straightaway, which probably makes more sense, but the other configuration takes up a little bit more space, and therefore that's what they show on the box, you know, because it makes it look bigger. But this is the more realistic configuration, really. And then you can, you know, have all the race cars on the sidelines. I think what would have been really nice is if they included 2 more of these assemblies, just so that you can have the whole straightaway. But if you take other sets, like, here, we'll just take one of them. One of the other ones that I have, like just Jeff Gorvette here. He comes with, you know, one of these racing stripe sidelines, so you can just put that there. He also comes with another start light, but you could use that as the border of a racetrack as well. So you can kind of get something like that. And then it looks a little bit, you know, more complete, but still, Francesco, the individual set, comes with another one of these as well, so, you know, the more you get, the more you can fill out your racetrack kind of design. And again, Tokyo Pit Stop includes another one as well, so, you know. And you could even take stuff like these lines from the Ultimate Race set. You could take those off as well, and doesn't, you know, cover all of it, but, you know, you can just do that with a couple of them, and then kind of make a fuller looking racetrack. But it's nice that you can reconfigure the racetrack that way, and I think that it's a good compromise, because they obviously can't afford to, you know, put road plates or anything that would take, or even build up a racetrack that would take way too many pieces and would be way too expensive for what you get. So I think that this is, you know, a decent compromise. Obviously, the thing that's kind of make it or break it in these car sets is the cars. And of all of these cars here, all the vehicles, the only one that is exclusive to this set is Shu Todoroki. These two, his pit crew guy is an exclusive build, but no parts of this guy are exclusive. So I guess we'll start with him, because we might as well, and roll these guys out of the way. The pit guys, and I guess we can take a look at both of them at the same time. Francesco's also appears in the Ultimate Build Francesco set, but they both have the same face, and Shu's uses these larger earmuffs, which are made of the pot pieces, and, you know, I think that works pretty well. He has a lever on the back, but other than that, he's the standard forklift build. I guess not standard, because Guido's a forklift, but he's not exactly the same. And he can then, because of that, use these click hinge pieces and move their position around. Francesco's is similar, but has a slightly different build for the hat section. It just uses one of these plates. I actually like the way that looks quite a bit. And he has just the frying pan headphones, not the pot ones. And his forks are white, and his wheels are gray, shoes are white. I think white would have worked well for this guy too, so I'm not sure why they went with gray, but he does have some cheese slopes on the back to make him a little bit of a different build than Shoes Pit Guy, and Shoes Pit Guy comes with a stop fuel sign. And Lightning McQueen gets 3 Pit Guys, partially because he's the main, character in the entire series, but in the the smallest of the 3 is Guido, and in the Tokyo Pit Stop set, Luigi and Guido appear pretty much exactly like this. The only difference is Luigi gets one of these microphones in that set, but he does not in here because Mater gets it. So Guido is the smallest of the 3, but he does look really good. I like the way that he came out. He's got the smile print in the eyes, and I like how they offset this on a jumper, and I think that looks good and looks very appropriate. The back of him might be a little bit off, but I think that it looks good, and I think that that's the most important part. And he does have these light, weird aqua-y color of wheel guards. That's what they are, right? And I think that looks good because that's actually accurate. And I like the wheels that Luigi and Guido have, like just that piece. I think that that's a really nice looking wheel. And he does have the click hinge forks as well, but they're smaller than the ones that the other forklift characters had. Luigi has the same wheels, and he has a couple nice prints for the mouth and the symbol there, and the eyes look good as well. I like the way they do his hat. It's a little big, but I think that it works really well. It looks so much better than the new Juniors version. The back, looks good, and it's a shame that there's no printing back here, or even a sticker, but, I think that it's acceptable. You just have the headlights and taillights. The only complaint I have about him is he's really large compared to Mater. Luigi should be really small. However, we've now seen that when they try to do that, it doesn't go so well, so I'd rather they just stick with this. The Mater build is fairly similar to the regular Mater. All the prints are exactly the same. The Toe Mater print, and the overall build is. The only difference is, instead of having his rear view mirrors, he has these headphones, which I think looks good when you just look at it, but when you start to realize he doesn't have the rear view mirrors, it's kind of a little weird. He does have the light on the top, and I like the print here. This is the, I think, more common print for the eyes, and his mouth, is the same as every other Mater. But I think that it's nice to get a little bit more variation in the Maters, because he is, I think he might even be more common than Lightning McQueen in all the sets, but or maybe it's just because I don't have one of the sets that has Lightning McQueen in it, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I do have every set that has Mater. So anyway, that's all there is to these guys. Nothing about them is unique to this set except for, the slightly different build for Mater. The prints are all rather common. And with that, we reach the race cars. We'll take a look at Lightning McQueen first because he's the most common. He does have these gold printed wheels, and the 95. This is in many sets. This appears every time that he is in the World Grand Prix outfit, this front print, except for one set, the Ultimate Race set, where he has a smile. And the eye print looks good. It appears even on that smile version, so more common than the front piece. This, every World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen has that, so does this, and that's a rather common build. This actually changes on the Ultimate Race set, and so does this, where it says powered by All in All. But, you can watch my Ultimate Race set review if you'd like to see the differences there, and I'll probably compare the two versions at some point. Francesco, looks pretty good. He's a very different build because he's like a Formula 1. I do have a little bit of scratched off printing or something there, where it's just white. That's supposed to be all red still. But, he's been sitting around for a while, and he's kind of old. I'll eventually probably replace this guy with a new Francesco from the the small set that comes with Lightning McQueen and Francesco. If I can pick that up for cheap, I probably will. There's the mouth there, though, and the eyes. There was an individual set with Francesco, released in 2012, but it was a different version, and a slightly different build, as well as different prints. But I like the rear area. However, I feel like it's a little big. But while he doesn't look exactly accurate, I think that he's very recognizable and works well. Shu Todoroki, on the other hand, is not very recognizable. I don't remember him a whole lot from the movie, but I think that this actual Lego build looks really good. He does have 3 exclusive prints, one for the eye piece, which also includes the windows, one for this, which includes the 7 and a little bit of extra detail on the sides, and then his mouth, which is pretty simple, but I think very effective. I like how he has kind of the red going down one side while the white goes down the other, and they change out with the cheese slopes on the front as well. He's very, very low to the ground, like low clearance. Lightning McQueen's is even a little higher, and that's not very much. You can see the shadows there. It's like you can reach underneath that, kind of. Like you can feel your finger go underneath it. This you can't. That's like flat on the ground. But I think that it works well. He has Lightning McQueen's wheels, the same style, except solid black. And I think the spoiler looks really good as well as the 2 little exhausts on the bottom. So I think overall, Shu Todoroki is a really cool little race car, and a nice special one to have included in this. So overall, I think the set hits just about all the points I could ask for it to hit. And while there are not a whole ton of play features, the real, feature is the fact that you can race the cars around. So I think that it's okay the way it is. I think that it actually looks better than most car sets in terms of just, the style of the build. Even though it's really simple, I think that it works and looks appropriate. Looks like it's supposed to, and it's relatively recognizable, even though you really aren't paying a ton of attention to the pit areas. And I guess they aren't exactly the pits. They look more like the viewing area, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think that the selection of car builds included is fantastic. It includes all the main characters, Francesco, Lightning McQueen, and Mater. And I guess main characters to the whole racing side of it, because the movie is kind of split down the middle. And it does include Luigi and Guido, who are, desirable characters. And the inclusion of the exclusive race car, Shu Todoroki, is really nice as well. So, overall, I think that this is a good set to get. Probably one of my favorite Cars 2 sets, but, or one of the ones that I wanted the most back in the day, definitely. But, I think that it looks good, and it definitely, would be useful if you want to set up a, racing display or anything like that. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all later. Bye, everyone.